Recording.
Hello, and today I will be telling you a ghost story from my lovely hometown of Oxford. So, the building we're talking about today is the Old Bank Hotel, and it is settled upon the Magpie Lane in the centre of Oxford. Now, we're going to take ourselves back to the 1600s when Charles I was holding up in Oxford during the Second Siege, and he put his wife, must have had some marital issues, in Merton College on the other side of town where he lived in King's College. Now, every day, the Catholic French Catherine will be marched by her French, clearly very handsome soldiers down the streets. Now, a young lady living in Old Bank Hotel by the name of Prudence would catch one soldier's eye every time he would march past with the Queen. Now, at first, this is the 1600s, remember, so flirting was a little bit more limited. So at first it was a little nod and then maybe handing an apple, and then eventually she flashed an ankle, and that was it. Deal sealed. So they started to meet every single night under the lamp outside the Old Bank Hotel, her house at that time. Now, this would go on for a year. Things were great. They were loving it. And then one night, Prudence is waiting and the mystery man does not appear. So she thinks he's probably got a headache. I'll come back the next day. Day later, she waits for minutes, hours, no show. Days turn to months and months turn to year. And eventually Prudence, very unfortunately, decided to hang herself in the Old Bank Hotel. Now, this is not the last of Prudence, as she has become the Brown Lady of Magpie Lane. Now, the reason she's called Brown Lady isn't because she's unclean or anything to do with that. It's because they see brown shimmers from behind the windows. In the Old Bank Hotel now, which is now a very fancy restaurant I recommend to anyone that wants to go, there are blankets ready for all the customers when the temperature will suddenly and uncontrollably drop. Now, the final spookiest thing, which I have myself personally seen, is the flickering lamp, where Prudence would meet her man every single night. I've seen this. In fact, the local power grid clearly have no power over this lamp. So, if you're ever in Oxford, walking down Magpie Lane, nod your head to the Brown Lady of Oxford.